Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Make Your Good Business Great. Today, I have Zahra Efan here with us, and she is amazing in the point of view that she's going to show us how to make money in our businesses right now. So welcome, Zahra.
Hi.
Hi.
So good to be here, Kim. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to showing your audiences how to make money right now.
Well, we are too, but let's talk about you for a minute. You've got an extraordinary background in marketing and sales, and your history has been a unique one and probably similar to a lot of people in our audience, in that you have the skills, you had the knowledge, you knew you knew how to implement it, and yet still it wasn't transpiring into a steady, regular, high income for you every month, every week, every month. And so then you had to step back, to step one and see what wasn't working. So out of that self-inquiry, you've managed to make your business on 20 hours a week, going to, all of your clients are doing six-figure incomes every year, some in a month. And I love the bit where you earned $30,000 in an hour. We all want to do that. So we want to hear more, Zahra. We want to hear it all.
Yeah. There is no magic pill, but there is. So I'm going to start out by sharing with your audiences the 3 simple steps that they can take to make money, as soon as within next 30 days. So the very first step is that I had to learn as a woman is having a healthy relationship with money. As we know universally, globally, women are still fairly new to economy. So when we come into businesses and we have to charge and we have to ask for money, all of our programming, all of our issues around money, they show up.
Yeah.
So we don't feel like we know enough. We don't feel like we have enough to share. We don't value our gifts. And that's part of the reason we continue to go and take a next course, and we think we're not qualified, and then we go and get another certification hoping that we'll be able to make money. But I think we don't need another certification unless, you're a surgeon and you need to cut somebody, then please do go to the hospital and go to the medical school and learn. But if you are a coach, a business coach, a life coach, you already have enough life experiences that have prepared you to be where you are today. I don't know whether you've watched the movie called Slumdog Millionaire. In Slumdog Millionaire, it's a story of a boy who was on this talk show, and they asked really intelligent questions, and he answered all the questions. Like, some of the questions were like, whose photograph is it on American dollar bill? So the host on the show questioned his credibility because he couldn't believe that this boy raised in slums of India, he's never been to school, how could he possibly know the answers to all these intelligent questions?
Yeah.
So they accused him of cheating or lying, and then they took him to jail, and they asked him, well, how do you know you were raised in the slums? And he shared his life story. And in all of those experiences on the street, once one of his friends was begging, who was blind, and when he was given an American bill, the blind boy asked, whose photograph is on the American bill? And he replied, is Abraham Lincoln. And that was one of the questions that was asked on the talk show.
Yeah.
So what I want to tell the healers and coaches, that your life experiences have already prepared you to go out there, make a lot of money, and help people. You're ready. You don't need one more qualification. You are enough right now. And that's what I teach abundance, because abundance is feeling enough right now. You don't need to wait for one more thing to feel enough. And when you come from that place of valuing yourself, you go out and you express your gifts and you help a lot of people. Because if you don't own your brilliance, then there are people out there who are looking for help and they need your help, and you need to step up and help them. And the only way you're going to help them is first you really, really believe that you're ready. So for women, the years of programming, we shouldn't brag, we shouldn't talk about our strengths, and we should be good girls. And that stops us from asking for money, that stops us from sharing our strengths. That really on the opposite side keeps reminding us, you're not enough. So when we let go of the good girl image and we shine brightly, we make money. And I think also a lot of women got hurt when it comes to their relationship with money, because our nature is great and we don't want to hurt other people. And if we had a negative relationship with people who had money or who represented money or who represented power, we carry anger towards those people. And as a result, we don't want to be powerful, because money is power. Let's talk about power. People in the politics, people with money, they make decisions, they write checks. But I think the conflict and the split for women is that they don't want the wrong kind of power. But what I like to tell my clients is that you are not going to use money in a negative way. You may have been affected by powerful people, people in authority who use money in a negative way, but money is power. And when it comes from your personal power and your spirituality, it's really important that women have money, because when women have money, it's going to go in the right hands. It's going to help children, it's going to build communities, and women will also enroll men to see the purpose in doing the good work and doing, supporting good causes. So I think it's really important that women make money and women have this new relationship with money and power, because we don't have time to waste. I was, one day feeling really, really, grateful, but at the same time looking at the situation of women universally and how so many children and women still get affected by poverty. And I went on this website and I saw this story of this woman who was given a loan by a Western woman, the organization called Kiva.org.
Yes.
And she bought a cow with that money. She had no education. Yeah. She just bought a cow and she started, selling the milk. And then pretty soon she saved enough money to buy another cow, and she had a herd. And that just made me realize that these women don't need our sympathy. They want us to step into our confidence energy. And this woman had no education. She was given a loan. She paid the loan back and she created a herd. So if we are stuck in our excuses, then we have to look at this woman in the third world country, how she turned her life around. And in North America, and I'm sure in Australia, we have access to resources. And if anything that can help us move forward in our business, we need to do that. We owe it to ourselves, we owe it to our life purpose, we owe it to our children, we owe it to our communities, we owe it to our countries, and we owe it to the world, because we are all vibrationally connected. And there is a research called 100th monkey effect. And what that means is the vibration talks. They did a research and there were monkeys in Japan, and they had a new thought and they did a new movement, and the monkeys in North America picked up on their energy and they started doing that movement. That's how powerful the vibration is. So when you step into your brilliance, when you overcome your limitation, when you overcome your fears, you're giving permission to everybody universally to do that. And that's what I think is really, really important for women, to let go of anger, let go of hurt around money, and really, really step up, share your strengths, value yourself. Because if you don't value yourself, nobody will value you. It's really hard to go and ask somebody to pay you a high-end price for your work if you don't treat yourself well, if you don't get good sleep, if you don't eat good food, if you don't look after yourself, if you don't treat yourself well. So it starts with yourself. It starts with having loving boundaries, surrounding yourself with people who love you, and then going out and asking for the price that people are willing to pay, and knowing that there is enough money in the world. When somebody pays you, you're not taking away from them. You are adding to the abundance. And it's so possible to do that But before you do that, you need to let go of that anger. You need to let go of that hurt around money. You need to honor money. You need to value money. You need to like money. You need to promote yourself. You need to let go of the not good enough, the good girls don't shine, or they don't brag, and they're not too big for their britches, all of that. We need to step up, now is the time. So that's the very first thing we need to do.
And do you have techniques that you take your clients through, Zahra, like a technique on, owning the power, owning who you are, and letting go of any anger? And do you have any techniques on that?
Yeah, so it starts with, I take my client through a money VIP day. So it starts with writing their money stories. Like what was their past around money? I had a client who had really challenging situation with a male colleague of her who owed her quite a bit of money, and there was so much anger. And when we did the money story, what we saw was that she had a pattern from her father, who actually never showed up. She was raised by a single mom, so he said he'll pay for her school. He never did.
Yeah.
So that energy was so strong. And once she witnessed that, and she continued to attract these other people who were actually representative of what her father did.
Yeah.
Once she was able to witness an internal process that I took her through, she was able to release it. And as a result, she stopped having those challenges. Her business took off, her classes were getting filled, she was making a lot of money. And that's so it is, because we need to clear the energy of, because when we're little girls, we don't know any difference between love and money. Because what is love? We need nice clothes, we need food, we need all of those things to feel safe. And when we don't feel safe, we don't feel love. So that's why we get very confused when we grow up as women, that what is love and what is money is also mixed, because when our survival needs were not met, if we didn't see strong masculine figures in our life as father figure or somebody who made it okay for us to actually receive that energy, because feminine energy is very receiving energy and masculine energy is giving. If we had mothers who were just not open to receiving, maybe we had generous fathers, but mothers were not open to receiving, or maybe our mother was open to receiving and our father was never there. So we need to balance that masculine and feminine inside of us, where we are not just giving, taking action without getting paid. We need to also receive as we are giving our gifts. We need to receive money so that we can balance that masculine and feminine elements. We don't want to sacrifice one over the other. Yeah. And it's very, very important to do.
It's great. So a money story, when you write your money story for the first time, do you touch on all of the things that you remember about money? Is that how you do it?
Yes, I have a set of questions. So, you start out with writing, and then you start out by writing about one significant person who stands up for you. And then we find out one theme. There's one belief. Like for one of my clients, the belief was that her father was really nice. She was raised in a loving family, but she was always told you have to work hard. You have to work really hard. So it was actually difficult for her to break, because the economy in the world affects our fathers. So even though he was a loving father, but when he went out and how the economy was distributed and how much money he made, affected what he brought home, which was you need to work hard. So this client of mine was always working hard. And once we released that work hard and looked at where it came from, and her loyalty to her father, because he loved her, loyalty doesn't need negative, that loyal attachment. I need to work hard because I need to be a good girl, and I need to be loyal to my dad, and I need to prove to him that you need to work hard and suffer to make money, wasn't serving her. And once we released that, she was like right away went and achieved her first month goal. That's how amazing she was. So then once we do the money work, then the next step is also to do get clear to make money right away. We also need to do outer work, which is we need to go out and we need to promote ourselves and really, really communicate our message. So what is your message? A lot of time, women, they just go out and they work really hard, and without any proper messaging advice, they go there, they meet a lot of people, and then they get really tired when they don't get any clients. So you need to, your clients need to understand what are you going to help them with. So I met somebody at a networking event, and I was a really sweet woman, and I asked her, what do you do? And she said something about overcoming patterns, and I said, like, who are your clients? And she said, superheroes. And then I asked her, am I a superhero? That's not a clear message, because when you go out,
yeah,
you need to talk to people about their problems, because they're going to pay you to solve problems. So they are, what do they think about when they wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning? Oh, I just had another fight with my husband, or I don't have enough money to pay my bills, or I'm working too hard, or it might be I get a headache every day, I'm missing work. So those are the problems. You need to talk to them. And the people who are healers, and I work with a lot of healers and energy workers, I get the depth of their work. When they say I help somebody overcome their negative patterns, I understand that. But that's not your message. Nobody knows in a networking event that they have negative patterns. That's your work. You do that work once they sign up, once they've paid you, you help them overcome the negative patterns. Yeah. But that's not who you promote yourself. Wherever you train, maybe they help you, they taught you, or maybe you have internal natural way and a process that you help people overcome their negative messages. But don't go and say, so if you want to get a client in next 30 days, just really decide that you want to make money, how much money you want to make, what do you need that money for, be very specific, really, really connect with your desires, and then think about what is your message. Like, connect with your clients now. Think about what are they thinking about when they wake up 2 o'clock in the morning. So just don't go and say to them, I help you overcome your negative patterns. I help you overcome your limiting beliefs, because they are not going to understand that.
It doesn't
and
connect
they're probably
with
not
people, does it?
It doesn't. So you connect with them, you find a problem. So the problem might be they have negative patterns. Because of that, they don't have a good relationship with their partner, for example. So you go and you tell them, I help people have a wonderful communication and great marriage. No, that is a problem they think about, or the arguments they had, or another one of my amazing clients, and she went to the coaching school, because as she believed that it's really, really important to get education. As women, we think we need some training, and then she invested with a lot of people, and it's like, you have this passion, you want to do this great work, and somebody says, well, you need social media videos, and then she invested with social media videos, and then you need to learn how to promote Twitter, whatever. So she invested in that. And then somebody suggested, okay, you need to spend $18,000 to create a website. Luckily, with her level of intelligence, she did not do that, and she came to me. And when I looked at the work she has done before, I thought, well, there's no message. So why would somebody teach you to do social media videos and charge thousands of dollars when there is no message? And message was like this close to her heart. She's gone through divorce to happiness, to have a spiritual relationship with her ex, and she's just amazingly emotionally clear person. She's a divorce coach now. She sold her first high-end platinum package. So many people tried to divert her from the path and said, well, people going through divorce will not pay that kind of money. So from making $30 an hour in her job to making $500 an hour. And I actually tell my clients to stay away from talking about hourly, because it's the value of the package and the transformation that people are going to pay for. So when people pay high-end price, they don't pay for your hourly time. They want to get from this place to this place. And if you can take them from divorce to happiness, and they can have a good relationship with their kids, and they have great settlement, and they have a great life, they'll pay you. Because it's no-brainer.
That's actually a great point you make, Zahra. Going from a $30, an hour job income, sometimes we don't charge our clients enough either. Why do you think businesses don't charge enough for their services?
I think for women, I think the not knowing the value of your work is the biggest thing. And then also not knowing the transformation that you're providing. So when you go out and you tell people wishy-washy messages like, oh, I help you, whatever, overcome negative patterns, you do that, but how does it help them? So you need to find out that connecting point what will they have more of once they'll overcome those patterns? Because overcoming the patterns is your process.
Yeah.
So what is the transformation you provide? So once you sell transformation to somebody based on the problem they have, you might be an ADHD coach. So the kids who are struggling and they don't go to sleep, or they are, not patient, and how to talk to kids who have autism. Those are the gifts, those are the problems people struggle with. I have an amazing client who is a health coach, and we were having this conversation, and she can actually really help people heal their pain. So a lot of time people think, well, if you're not showing people how to make money, they won't pay you. But that's not true, because you need to ask people smart questions. Somebody who is struggling with headaches, how often they miss work? If they're in a business, how much money they're losing in their business.
Yeah.
Once you connect what lack of health is doing to somebody, what a bad relationship is doing to somebody, whatever the problem is doing to the person, and having that solution, how much time, money, and energy will become available to them as a result of that solution.
Yeah.
And happiness, having a divorce and being happy on the other side of it and looking forward to a new life is a gift. So people pay for transformation. People also pay when they understand that what problems you're going to help them solve. And for us as women, going out there and really, really seeing what your gifts are doing to people, because people are hungry to solve their problems. They find money, because people prioritize money based on their needs. If somebody is missing work and losing half the money in their business because they get a migraine headache every day, they're going to pay for your solution, even if they borrow money, because it's going to double their income once their problem is solved. So we need to show people what problems we're solving. We need to believe, and we also need to connect to divine, and we need to understand that these gifts are not just game. This is serious work we are doing. Women as healers were burnt over the centuries. Women had intuition, they get messages, and it wasn't valued. So right now in this time, so many spiritual women, so many spirituality coming out, and women actually having courage to express their talents and their gifts, that old energy of being burned, because we had gifts, we knew things that men couldn't explain. And this is, it's not a pity party against men, and I have 2 sons, and men have a very important place, but as women, it's time for us to shine and own our gifts. But as we move forward, there's the other side of it, the ego that comes up, where we feel scared. What if I get burnt? What if I get shut out from the community for making more money to my family? And what if I break that contract?
Yeah, which is probably one of the reasons why we don't put ourselves forward, and we get a bit overwhelmed with marketing and self-promotion and even sales for ourselves. So can you speak a little bit about that, Zahra?
Yeah, I was going to go into marketing, and that's part of the reason. Because of all these fears, we create confusion in marketing. We don't believe in our own inner authority. We don't believe in our intuition. Somebody says, okay, you can do social media. We pay $1,000 to them. Somebody says you can do that. We just go and pay for that. And that's not how you get a client in 30 days. Because to do online marketing, it takes time. You need to build your list. So a lot of people, from like one of my clients, she was doing amazingly well. She's this close to getting her first high-end client, and somebody said to her, you need to do a video, Facebook Live video every day.
Okay.
So she comes back. I said, well, if you have energy, for sure, but what is your goal? Your goal is to get your client, and you're just really close to getting your client by offering a session to the person that you met. And we need to do the really good enrolling conversation, where we need to show the person, we don't need to sell anything, we need to show them how your gifts can solve their problems and what are the problems they struggle with. She got a client, and he was grateful that she didn't do that. But where the confusion comes from, following the wrong advice at the wrong time, because there's a time in your business when you do need to do social media, or you need to do whatever, but right at the start, what you need to do in your business is make money.
Yeah, correct.
If you don't make money, You need clients. That's what you need.
Yeah.
You don't need anything fancy. You need clients. Like, I was talking to somebody, and she's a hairdresser and she's getting her salon done. And I'm like, you need clients, right? You do need to get your salon done, but you need clients. So similarly, you don't need fancy website. You need clients. When you're new in business, you need a clear message, a great package right at the start so that you can continue to take care of your needs and you're going to help more people. A high-end package, which is selling the transformation that you provide with a clear solution and a clear problem, healthy relationship with money so that you ask for high-end prices. All of my clients right at the start ask the high-end prices and they get paid for it because they're clear on transformation they provide. And within next 30 days, you don't need anything fancy. You need clients and you need money. That's all you need. So anybody that tells you that, you need to really, really trust your intuition. So if you invest $10,000 in social media videos or you invest $18,000 on your website, there's no guarantee that at the end of it, you will get business. Because there's a process to start in online marketing. After you have clients and you have money to invest, you need to create a free gift, you need to build your list, and it's a process. Yeah. But right at the start, if you start investing money in that process, whereas what you need in next 30 days, a client who pays you $3,000-$4,000 so that you are in business and you can start to take time to do other things, but you get distracted, but the distraction comes from wanting to follow a shiny object. Yes. Bright, shiny object where we don't feel enough. We think somebody else knows better than us. Somebody else can take away our pain. We don't need to face that. We have gifts and we are actually really worthy and we can actually make a lot of money. So it actually provides a lot of distraction, and that's when people invest in wrong things and then their passion dies and maybe they think it doesn't work, or maybe they think, maybe they think that they
I say that to my clients as well. There's a lot of, agencies out there, and branding is wonderful, but if it's not translating to actual feet coming in your door, then what's the point?
Exactly. And then, people get so confused when they are new and they're so vulnerable and they love what they do and they have gifts. What they need to know is how to communicate the transformation they provide, how to translate their gifts into a marketing language that people buy. And they get confused with all these fancy words. Okay, branding, Sometimes people confuse them. They for a talk and they say, what is my brand? I said, your brand is your clients. Go and get clients and make money. And from there, your client tell you what are the words, what is the language. My client who is happily getting clients, and she got a platinum client, so naturally her branding is coming out of that. Her branding is divorced to happiness. Branding is happening as she's creating content for her clients, as she's working with the clients, as clients are telling her the words that they struggle with, as she's learning the problems she solved, as she knows the transformation she provides. All of that is your branding. So right at the start, getting confused with the fancy language that you don't understand, and then people just telling you things, is the best thing is to connect with your heart and connect with your intuition and realize that if you're in business, you need to make money like tomorrow. You need to get clients. For that, you need to get clear on transformation you provide, and you need to go out and sell and make a lot of money so that everybody's happy.
Yeah, that's the golden ticket. Well, there's been a lot of information with you today, Zahra. I really thank you for imparting your wisdom. And as you've had a full and wonderful career, I'm sure you've read a lot of amazing books. I ask all of my beautiful experts on this summit, what's your favourite book?
There's a book by Janine Roth on money. It's called Lost and Found. Janine Roth went through this American scam where she lost all of her money. And then she had to restart from the scratch. So that is a really good book on connecting with abundance, because when you're first starting out and you feel you need money, I tell yourself to start with abundance, which is witnessing that you are enough inside. And once you witness on the inside that you are enough, then from that place, you're not actually chasing your clients, or you're not desperate. Your enoughness comes from inside, and it comes from divine, and you go and you share it with the world, and you share your gifts knowing that you're enough as you are. Beautiful. That's the gift
Beautiful.
It's wonderful.
And who is your guru? Who's this person you look up to?
You know, I have done a lot of work with Debbie Ford on the dark side in my journey earlier on, and she's a book called The Dark Side of Light Chasers. It was really a life transformation work, and I'm always working with coaches, with different healers. I take a silent retreat every year because I need to take care of me to be really, really valuable for my clients. And the more I get silent and the more I go to these places and listen to my internal wisdom, the more magic we create together. And so what I'm going to say to your clients is to really, really slow down and connect to their heart and follow their passion and honor their inner voice. And if they take these 3 steps, having a great relationship with money and connecting with the transformation they provide in a way that their clients understand, and charging the high-end prices because they want committed clients to do the work, and the clients want to pay for transformation. They don't want to pay for time. And then going out there and promoting that and really, really doing sensible marketing that helps them make money right away. And they can do that. I mean, following these tips, they can go and do that within 30 days. But if any of your clients want to take a step further and need somebody's support, then I'm very happy to offer them the gift that I share with you, where I'll give them 20 minutes of my private time and see who I can support them in their business. Because once they learn to get their first client at $4,000 or $5,000, then they learn to fish, and they're going to continue to do over and over again.
Absolutely. That's a wonderful offer, and I highly recommend everybody takes that up with Zahra today. And all of your details are on the page below, so it's very easy to get in contact with you, Zahra. Thank you so much for your time today. I've got a lot to think about and a story to write.
Thank you so much, Kim. It's been such a pleasure talking to you, and we will connect soon again. Take care.
Thank you. Bye, everybody, and we'll see you tomorrow on Make Your Good Business Great. See you.